Hi, good morning. This is Ed, the great Christian mystic. It is September 8th, 2017, and this is a beautiful day. The sun is gazing. I am gazing at the sun. The sun is beautiful, beautiful. Let me show it to you. This is the beautiful sun, very bright, rejuvenating and touching upon my whole being. It feels so good to be in the sun. This video, it's about manifesting money. Money is spiritual. Money is good to have. Money is energy. And I know that there are many people who are adverse to having money. Evidently, that's why they don't have it. And that I could only speak to my own experiences. And therefore, the many experiences that I've had is that I know a little thing or two about money. That I studied business. I went to business school. I have an MBA degree in finance. I also have another degree in budgeting, accounting for government. So I have a couple degrees in this regard. And for the past 10 years, I have worked with money where I develop budgets from the range of from $17 million in excess of $200 million. So I have a very good idea as to how money works. Like I said, I understand accounting pretty well. I understand finance pretty well. And I understand investment and pretty well. And again, my expertise is that it's around money. And another focus, that I have, it's spirituality. Spirituality. If you were to look at my library, my personal library, you'll see two types of books. I have lots of books about God, about spirituality, and I equally have lots of books about money, and they go hand in hand. And that I would tell you that basically there is nothing evil about money whatsoever, because money is not a person. Money is just a piece of paper, and it's just a piece of paper that people emotionally assign value to it, right? That and the reason for which is that because you can use money, that piece of paper, in exchange for certain benefits of service or goods, commodities, for commerce. But so the crucial point here of this video is that how do you manifest money in your life? And how come that being a Christian mystic, that I have been asking this question for the past 10 years, how come among the three monotheistic religions that the Christian religion is the people of the Christian faith, how come they are poor? They are broke, they have no money. Why is that? Well, understand that, everything is energy. Everything is energy. God, whatever we call God, is energy, right? Because again, in the book of Numbers, everything that I'm going to say is substantiated by the Bible. I believe in the Bible. The Bible, again, is not a literal book. It's a mystical book. God, whatever that we call God, good, righteousness, justice, speaks in parables. In dark sayings, using proverbs. Jesus, as an example, only spoke in proverbs and parables, right? Proverbs and parables, dark sayings, so that these sayings, these adages remain forever. They're good, so you don't have to change them. They remain forever from one generation to the next generation. The meaning does not change. The reason for which, because the meanings are very deeply spiritual, deeply mystical. Something that is mystical, it's a mystery that, but it requires wisdom, it requires knowledge, it requires understanding, it requires discretion, it requires discernment in order to manifest that which is mystical. And again, that's what Jesus says, it is given unto you to know the mystery of God. It is given unto you to know the mysteries, plural, of the kingdom of God. You know, that the kingdom of God is within you. And he says, don't look over here, don't look over there. The kingdom of God is within you. And it comes like lightning. It comes like lightning. And Jesus included that basically his kingdom is not of this earth. So he's not going to come here again. So he returned to where he came from. You know, as spirit. You know, we are spirit in the flesh, in the body. Right? So that when you look at the Gospels, the 4 Gospels of Jesus, and people don't have money because they do not practice the teaching of Jesus. And if you look at the book, the Jews, the Arabs, they practice, in fact, they practice the teaching of Jesus more than any other group of people. And in the book of Luke 17 verse 20, Jesus said, 21, it says, why you call me Lord, 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 but yet you don't do what I said to do. What does he say to do? He says to meditate. He says to meditate. What you meditate upon? Upon God. Where's God? Within you. Meditate. Enter into yourself. He says to enter into yourself, to look within, to, you know, close your eyes and look within yourself. Look in the back of your head, and that's how you could see God. So it is in darkness that you could see the light. So how do you manifest money in your life, right? I have credibility. That's why I could speak about money. For many years, I have demonstrated, you know, there are people who know me who is going to see this video. And there's validation that I could give many examples how my income went from 60,000 to 120,000, from 120,000 to 250,000 and more. My income doubles sometime within a year. I've purchased homes with just $300 out of my pocket. And I have many people know this. You know, a friend of mine who's a lawyer, and she closed on when I purchased a house, and she saw how much money that I got back. I purchased one home, another home. I purchased homes for, you know, for my jobs, properties for my jobs. And so there's, you know, so I have credibility. Not only do I study this, I have the experience of doing this. So I have the right, I have the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding, because I have lived it, the experience to speak about money. And case in point, I was working in New York, in Southampton. I remember at one time I had one employee asking for a 50 cents raise. 50 cents. 50 cents raise. And then meanwhile, she didn't get it. Meanwhile, I asked for a 30,000 raise. I asked for a $30,000 increase. Did I get the whole 30,000? No, I got about 18,000 out of the 30,000. And here's this person asked for 50 cents, did not get it, and I asked for a $30,000 increase, and I got $18,000 out of it. And I did this year after year. So every year, I asked for about a $10,000 increase in my pay. And I have anybody who has a question, definitely write me an email, and I'll demonstrate to you, show you letters that I have written. I mean, there were times, you know, as a chief financial officer, there were times that I'm laying off people. You know, there was one year that I laid off about 15 people, and I still asked for a $20,000 increase. Why could I do that? Because I believe in myself. How did I do that? I asked. How did I do it? I put in writing. When I showed it to my boss, he didn't believe it. But I said, no, man, I'm not laughing. I'm not smiling. He's like, are you serious? I said, I'm not laughing. I'm not smiling. I have certain skills. I have certain expertise. And I got to get rewarded for what I do. And so, yes, every year I would ask for a minimum. I get a minimum of $10,000 increase in my pay. And then meanwhile, people are losing their jobs. Is that cruel? Not to me. Not to me. Because it says, it is given unto you to know the mysteries of God. That which you believe, if you believe it, all things are possible. If you believe it, all things are possible. How did it happen? It went over a period of time. I conceived it in my mind. I saw the image in my mind, the amount of money that I was going to ask for. And it was substantiated because I did the research. And I said, given my experience, given my education, given what I do, the amount of money that I have saved these people, basically, this is what I want. And I get what I want. And so the plan is simple. Very simple plan. But is that easy? No, because the reason why it's not easy for a lot of people is that basically they don't have confidence in themselves. You first have to build that confidence. You have to believe. You have to believe. The great rabbi said, to those who believe, all things are possible. All things, he says, ask, seek, knock. You have not because you ask not. So basically, I had nothing to lose. I know the work that I, perform. And they were, the people that I work with, they know the work that I perform. The board knows the work that I perform. My boss knows the work that I perform. I give more in value than I receive. I give a lot more, given my expertise. I give a lot more in value, the way that I treated my employees. And, I treat my employees very well. I make sure that, you're going to work hard. Believe in me, you work for me, you're going to work hard. But you're going to get paid. I'm going to make sure you are overpaid. I make sure you get the salary, the compensation that you're receiving commensurate with the value, with the output, of productivity. You see? So now how do you manifest money in your life? Imagine it first. Whatsoever you imagine with action, you can create and manifest in your life. Whatsoever you imagine in your mind with action, you will manifest it in your life. And how you do that? You sit down, you think about it. You imagine it in your mind. The most important thing to do is to write it down. Why do you need this money? What are you going to do with this money? When would you like to to receive this money? And for what benefit? How is it going to benefit you? And how is it going to benefit other people? Because it's not only good to just take and take and take. You got to be able to take and give back. This video right now, I'm living the principle of this video, right? Because I have knowledge. Because for many years, for the past 20 years, since 1993, for 24 years now, that I've been studying. I have a lot of information. I have lots of information. But for many years, I retained that information. I never pretty much shared that information with the public. And in so sharing that information, now is the time for me to give back. And by giving back, I'm blessing, I'm touching lives, because people know if I can do it, you too could do it too. And how you do it, write it down. You have an imagination. Everything is an imagination. Everything begins as an idea. Everything begins as a spark. A spark is a light, because God is light. If it is good, if you focus on good things will manifest in your life. If you focus on evil, likewise, evil will manifest in your life. This is a principle in the Psalm 18. In Psalms 18, read that Psalms. It says, if you do good things will manifest in your life. God will bless you with good things. If you focus on negativity likewise will manifest in your life. Because why? It's a seed. The thought. Everything is a thought. Everything begins as a thought. You see? Everything begins as a thought. So now it is incumbent, it is contingent upon whatever that you want to manifest. You think about it. You add feelings to it, positive feelings, positive emotion. By the way, the word emotion means energy motion. You want the energy to move. You don't want the energy to be stagnant, and that's why you get upset. People have diseases, things like this, because the energy is not moving. But you want energy motion. You want the motion to to be moved. How you do that? With action, right? You write it down. The most important thing that you can do, because there are studies that have been done, that people who are successful write things down. All I do is write. I'm a technologist and a finance person as well. I mean, I have 2, 3, 4, 5 laptops to write on. But guess what? Everything that I do, I take out a pen or pencil and I write it down first. I write it down first and then transcribe it into the computer and then do, and perform my editing from there. So basically, you have not because you ask not. He says, ask, seek, knock, you shall find. The door shall be open. Okay, but you have to persevere because it does not come in one day. It does not come in one day. You just got to be persistent. You have to persist so that over time you develop a habit, right? So everything begins, as an applied behaviorist, right? I wanted to understand the mind. So everything comes from the mind. The Bible itself is about the mind, the psyche. The Bible is about the mind. The Bible is a pure psychological book of instruction to how to live your life. You see, the people who see the Bible as a religious book, that's how they're broke and poor. But if you see the Bible as a psychological book about the mind, about the body, how to live, because the word Torah means instruction in Hebrew, right? The Jewish people, I know much about the Jewish culture because I grew up in Muncie. I went to Israel so I could understand what makes these people so wealthy, right? And one thing is like they own their own business. You gotta own your own business. You wanna be wealthy? Even though while you're working, start a business, start an LLC. And there are so many limited liability company, LLC, limited liability company. Start a company. While you're working, start a limited liability company. And you just get the tax deduction alone will increase your salary about $5,000 per year. Just that alone. Just starting a company, a limited liability company, will cause, if you know the things to do, will cause for you to increase your income about $5,000 or to pay less in taxes of about $5,000. This is money that you already have. You don't have to give all your money to the government. Starting a limited liability company or a corporation will cause you, especially that of a limited liability company, will cause you to have less, to pay less in taxes. But you got to know what you are doing. Okay, so the focus of this video, like I said before, is how to manifest money in your life. Understand that money is not evil. And the author in the Bible, in the book of James, he said that the love of money is the root of all evil. And I said, okay, the love of money, if you're going to use money for greed, things like this, there's a context in which it was written. Maybe this apostle was poor. Maybe this disciple was poor. I don't know. Probably not, but I understand the context. But understand too, the lack of money is the root of all evil. The lack of money, because when you have money, you do good things with money. You see, when you have money, you're able to do good things with money. You're able to give money to churches. You're able to help the poor. You're able to help the single woman. You're able to pay your bills. You're able to live in a better neighborhood. You're able to invest so that the money can make more money, so that the money can make more money, so that the money can make more money. Okay? So understand, there is nothing evil about money. On the contrary, it says wisdom. Wow, in the book of Proverbs, it says wisdom is a defense. Wisdom is a defense. Who is wisdom? God is wisdom. So God is a defense. And likewise, in the next sentence, comma, it says, and money is a defense. Wisdom is a defense. When you have wisdom, you know what to do. You know how to get knowledge. You know how to get understanding. You know how to pray and ask and seek for spiritual favor as well as with favor with men. You see? And likewise, it says money is a defense. That's in the book of Proverbs. Furthermore, in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 19, it says money answers all things. Money answers all things. Money answers all things. So again, here's the Bible. I'm strictly using the Bible, no other books. I am strictly using the Bible. Money answers all things. How come you have no money? Ask, seek, knock, and focus. The idea to having money is to focus upon whatever. There's something called motivating operations. Motivating operations. Motivating. What motivates you? This is a behavioral and applied behavioral term. Motivating operations. If you motivate it, with your intention, the intention. What is the intention? The intention is to get money for what? For blessings. To bless yourself first, because God is in you. Because that's what it says. It says, you know what? Common sense is a self-defense. Common sense is a self-defense. And common sense, by having common sense, you love yourself and it causes you to prosper. You see, if you look at for Donald Trump, I could tell you Donald Trump does not pray. But this man has money out of his ears. And that's why he's so brash, he's so cantankerous. But the man knows how to make money. I mean, does God love him more than Christian people? Certainly not. Because what he does, he applies principles of discipline, where imagination, learn, envision, practice success. Learn, imagination, practice success. Learn imagination. Learn how to imagine the image. To imagine an image of abundance, an image of prosperity. See the home that you want to live in. See the beautiful car. Go visit the beautiful car. Go sit in the beautiful car. Go look at the home. All these things that I have done. Okay, so the idea is that, you know what? If one person is able to do it, when you look around, you go to a shopping store, you go to stores to shop. Basically, that started in somebody's head as an idea. It was an imagination. And the architect took that imagination, the words, and then basically built the plan. Developed the plan, developed the idea. Do forgive me behind me of the noise that's behind me. That, believe it or not, Alicia's keys used to live behind my house. And this house used to also belong to 50 Cent. Young Jewish gentleman purchased this home, and they're doing a lot of construction, lots of construction here. And this is one of the biggest homes in Rockland County, where I live. Right behind my house, the biggest home. This home has about 18 bedrooms. I've been to it. I started walking it and I just gave up. It was just like, such a big house. I believe it is the biggest house in Rockland County. And it's right behind my house. Like I said, Alicia Keys used to live here, 50 Cent, and a couple. Madonna at one point used to own this house as well. And that's the noise. So anyhow, it is my hope and my persuasion that for those people who will review this video or listen to this video, that the positive energy, the sun gives a lot of positive energy, that the positive energy that you would receive will cause you to galvanize, will shock you into wanting to manifest prosperity in your life. And how you do that? By learning, by envisioning how much money that you want to make. Write it down and begin to act and feel in the manner you want to live. Begin to act, live, and feel. The most important is that feeling. Don't waste money. You need money. On the contrary, save money. Save money so that you can invest and begin to live as if you have it. Instead of going to like spending $1, things like this, go to a place where wealthy people, where people with means go, so that you could see there's a feeling, there's a vibration that you're going to have. And understand this. I understand this very well because, and again, I understand the psyche, the mind, because I study behavior. I understand behavior because I have the experience. And so you too can do it too. So you manifest money in your life by first believing that you can do it. You definitely can manifest money in your life. Write how much money down, how much money that you want and need, okay? And then begin to do things differently. Begin to act in the manner that as if you already have the money, right? So the great Rabbi Yeshua, Jesus said, when you pray, come before me in supplication and prayer, and then after that, expect that it already happened. Expect and believe that it already happened. That's the most important thing, is that feeling. Then act in the manner as if it already happened. Even though you don't see it yet, just walk, go into that land. Go into the land. Go out of Egypt. You see, the land of Egypt represent the land of bondage. The land of Egypt represent the land of poverty. But the land of Canaan, the land of flowing with milk and honey, represent the land of abundance. And you too can tap into that land. So may this video bless you. May you are enriched by the divine energy. The energy is within you. Don't look outside of you. The energy is within you. That whatsoever that you imagine with action, with consistency of action, that you will manifest in your life. Whatsoever that you imagine in your mind with action, write it down. Because when you write something down, it goes from being formless into concrete. And then by seeing it, by feeling it, emotionalize that feeling, that action to action, and then begin to do and act in the manner that successful people live and act, okay? Then you will be able to manifest. It's a law, it's a principle. It's called the hypnotic rhythm. You see, hypnosis, hypnotic rhythm. Once the law of hypnotic rhythm kicks in, then it happens. It happens again and again. That's why you see rich people continue to be rich and poor people continue to be poor. There's the law of hypnotic rhythm of positivity, and likewise the law of hypnotic rhythm of negativity. So you want the positivity. Focus on the law of positivity, and then you will manifest additional money within your life. And then one of the most important things that you could do for the people who really want money, you really want money and pay less in taxes, create a limited liability company. If you did that, or once you do that, and I could tell you, you will reduce your taxes. By reducing your taxes, it gives you additional money in your pocket, between $3,000 to $5,000. Simple thing. You create a limited liability company. Simply by doing that, you reduce your income tax between $3,000 and $5,000. It is that simple. So I pray, I release positive energy and blessings, and may great abundance, find you. In the name of our Lord, Yahushua HaMashiach. And I say, so be it, so be it, so be it, and it is unto you. God bless.